Welcome back to day 108. Today we're going to make continued progress. Today is all about execution. We have a couple of items that we're going to be putting on a Trello board and that we are going to be using Claude Code, Opus 4.5, Gemini 3 Pro, Cursor to be able to tackle. The biggest thing of today, and let me actually get on some chill music that we can listen to and just get started for the day. But today is all about execution, guys. We have so much progress. If you guys watched the 11-hour stream yesterday, we made a ton of progress yesterday, and we're going to continue that progress. And I wrote up execution today because we have to execute. We are not going to be the people that set these goals and then don't put in the work to achieve them. We're going to show up every single day, and we are going to execute. And with that being said, yesterday, if you guys were watching the stream, we went for 11 hours, and we actually got TikTok submitted, and I was very surprised, okay? Because I actually have like some good news, bad news type of deal. It's kind of interesting because we got rejected by TikTok, but only after 8 hours. So it was very interesting because usually, I mean, it even says that TikTok will take about 2 to 4 weeks to actually be able to go through the process of even reviewing your submission. But we actually got rejected within 8 hours, which is a good thing because instead of us waiting 2 weeks to get rejected and then having to take in and update respectively and fix the issues, we got rejected in 8 hours. So today, one of the biggest goals that we have on our list is the TikTok resubmission. We're gonna have to address what TikTok told us about why we got rejected and then fix it. To me, I'll show it to you guys in a second, but it looked like it was some UX, UI guidelines that we missed. So we're gonna be revisiting that. But then also up here, the UGC team feedback. So as you guys know, we have launched a UGC team here at BridgeMind. This is an internal team at BridgeMind of people that are actually now on our UGC team that are posting and publishing content for ViewCreator and BridgeMind. And there's also an affiliate system that we launched yesterday. If you guys were watching the 11-hour stream, we set up dub.co, which is an affiliate system, and we already got that working. We were able to one-shot it with Opus 4.5 inside of like an hour. So yesterday we made a ton of progress, and we're just gonna continue that progress. We're not gonna lose our momentum. You know, we went 11 hours, but guys, I was up early this morning. I've been working all morning, knocking stuff out. I just tried out GLM 4.7. If you guys saw that video, it's not that good. Nothing to worry about. If you wanna see my review on it, there is a video on the channel about it. But with that being said, guys, let me do a couple things on my end to actually get the stream up and running. Let me pull up chat here. But something that's really nice about ViewCreator is, you know, I can just launch ViewCreator right here, go to my creator dashboard, and I can go to this video, to this live stream that's streaming right now. And like just a creator tip is I can go to Video Manager, right? And here's this stream. And I can just go here and just do suggest tags and generate all the tags that I need for this video. Generated 19 tags. Vibe coding, coding an app, app development, software execution, revenue tracking, user feedback, bug fixing, API compliance, TikTok audit, app verification, everything that's taken BridgeMind, ViewCreator, Creator Platform, all these related coding community, all these tags that are gonna help YouTube be able to index this video. So with that being said, just kind of a cool thing about what we do. Here's that video, but let's pull it up. Let me pull up the chat and say what's up to everybody. Here we go. Give me a second, guys. I'll have it pull up in just a second. All right, let's go. But yeah, today's gonna be a great day. It's all about execution. All right, I have everything pulled up. What's up, guys? How's it going? Killshot was first. What's up? J35, man in the arena. Let's go. Zalit, what's up? How's it going? Where are ya? Everybody's trying to be first. Killshot was first. Shout out to you, man. Back on the grind. You know what, man. Maress, how's it going? I'm doing good today. Hamza, Sniper Root, how's it going? Vivor, how's it going? Yeah, so we made $80 in revenue yesterday, and yesterday, if you guys didn't know this, we had the biggest revenue jump for ViewCreator to date. Check out the admin dashboard. It's pretty cool to see this. Yesterday, we had a ton of signups, and we had 4 pro subscriptions come in, which is just fantastic. I think you guys are going to see it load in here in a second. This admin dashboard has a ton of different API calls on it. But yeah, it's a huge W. Let me start a poll right now. I see we have 68 people watching. If you guys have not already liked the stream, make sure you do so. But look at yesterday, 112 people signed up. Also, MRR is now at $660 a month, and the user base is about to cross 2,000 users. It looks like we're going to cross 2,000 today. So things are headed in the right direction. And one thing that I want to say, you know, just at the start of the stream here is, hey, the reason that we're talking about execution is that you guys are seeing on full display what this journey looks like, right? I'm being very transparent. I think that along the journey, this community is working together, and I don't want to be just another person that's gonna like hide the struggle and hide the bad things and then just show you guys all the good things and like how great it's going. No, that's not what we're trying to do. I want to show you guys the entire journey, and part of that is showing you guys the pitfalls and the issues and the problems, and then solving them and executing and actually getting and moving forward. So with that being said, you know, there are some bugs that we're going to be taking a look at that have been reported by the UGC team. There's a couple that we're going to address. But with that being said, let's actually pull up the Trello board and dive right into it. DSAD said 2,000 Discord member special. Are we going to hit 2,000 today? Let me pull this up because we're about to hit 2,000 both on UGC, or not UGC. We're going to hit 2,000 on Discord and 2,000 on View Creator users, which is huge. But a couple things that I want to talk about. So self-service for Dub. So if you guys were watching yesterday, Dub Co is a huge update that we made, and I touched on it a little bit. But look at this. So yesterday, $40 in revenue from our UGC program, but this is Dub. So how this works is we now have set up an affiliate system inside of View Creator where people that are on our UGC team, like I said, the people that are on the UGC team at BridgeMind will be the first people to have opportunities to actually make money in this community. There's going to be a ton of more larger opportunities coming in 2026. But just one example is this affiliate program. This is only for UGC team members. If you're interested in joining the UGC team, make sure you send a message in the general Discord, and we can talk accordingly. But the Trello board, a couple things I want to put on the list today. What is UGC? UGC stands for user-generated content. So if you guys have been paying attention to the streams, we've built a large team. I think we have over 50 accounts now of people that are actually creating content here. But check this out. So, this is our UGC team. You guys can see it in UGC General, but all these people have created accounts associated with either BridgeMind or View Creator. And if you go to bridgemind.ai and you go to UGC, you can learn a little bit more about this and what it looks like. Also, the compensation table is being released today. I should push it up. But basically, for every 1,000 views, you get paid. Also, there are going to be milestone compensations. But with that being said, can I have to confirm manually pay on Dub? I don't know yet. J35, can you follow up with me about that? But yeah, so let's just kind of dive into it. The biggest thing that we're going to put on our Trello board today is the TikTok resubmission. Okay, so TikTok resubmission. So let's actually kind of put together what this needs to look like and what we need to do here. Also, I'm about to start a poll, guys. We're going to be doing a cold plunge at 300 likes. Have you liked the video? All right. Also, here's the Discord. I'm about to pin it in the chat, but our Discord is now over 1,900 members, which is just absolutely incredible. This is the fastest growing vibe coding community on the internet right now. Nobody is doing it like BridgeMind community. There's nothing like it. And I think the biggest reason is that, hey, we're not BSing anybody, right? I think that there's a ton of people out there that they'll have these like communities and they'll have these, places, and hey, the content creation is great. But I think what people are going to find at BridgeMind is that this is a community of people that are on the cutting edge of this AI revolution. And you're going to be able to learn from everybody in this community. I'm not monetizing anything that I'm doing via YouTube or Discord. I don't have memberships. I don't monetize. I don't use ads. None of it, because the purpose of this is that we're trying to build a community. We're trying to build the future. We're trying to be on the cutting edge of the AI revolution. And if I turn into a content creator that's just money hungry, then that falls apart. So if you guys didn't know that, that's just a little bit of a background. But check this out, guys. So if I go to reapply, I want to show you guys basically what TikTok is saying. So this is what I got. So you guys can see here the content posting API. You guys can see this. Jesse, how's it going? Carter Sora, how's it going? What's up, man? How did I do SEO for the website? We use SEMrush for that. But check this out, guys. So this is what we're seeing from TikTok. And this was a good thing. I think that people would be like, oh, whoa, we got rejected. That's not good. And actually, it is a good thing. And I'll tell you why. I was expecting that this could take 2 to 4 weeks to hear back from TikTok, but we actually heard back within 8 hours. We submitted this video, our demo video. For those of you that were watching the 11-hour stream, you guys will have seen that we basically submitted this, and then 8 hours later, I'm already finding that we got rejected, which is a good thing. So here it says, your previous application was rejected. The reason is that your application did not follow our UX guidelines. Please review here, and it gives us a link. And then the declaration should be clickable. Make sure to read from point 1 to point 5 in the guideline. It's best to show the UX in order according to the order from the guideline. So this is perfect, okay? So we have everything that we need. So the number one goal of today is to get TikTok resubmitted. So this is gonna have, we're gonna do some vibe coding, because what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to launch some Codex agents here, or sorry, not Codex, because Codex is not good. Carter said, just finished generating clips and posting them on social media now. Let's go. But a couple issues that I want to also address. So before we do that, let's actually post this and submit this to a Claude agent here and get it working. So I'm going to go here and I'm just going to drag and drop this in. And we're going to work on this one. I need you to do an in-depth review of why we got rejected by TikTok. Don't write any code, but take a look at the UX of our TikTok publish page in this repo. So I'm going to drop that in, and then I'm going to add this View Creator UI repo, and what we submitted, it was the TikTok publish page. So I'm just going to kind of like reference this. So TikTok publish, I'm going to say, this is the page that we used in our reference. I need you to now do an in-depth review of the link that has been provided by TikTok that you can see in the screenshot, as well as the recommendations that they gave us. Would you do an in-depth review? Go check out the link that they provided so that you can gain a full understanding of what we need to do. Review this page and identify what did we actually do wrong. Launch 2 Codebase analyst agents to review this, and then create a structured README of your findings based off of everything. Remember, do not write any code, just create a structured README with recommendations of what we need to do to make sure that we follow the guidelines. Okay, so I'm gonna drop that in, and I'm also gonna add in an Ultra Think to that. So that's gonna be submitted, but we're also gonna be using with Gemini 3 Pro with this. You know, I was using GLM 4.7, but guys, GLM 4.7 is not that good. You guys can check out the video that I did. All right, let me see chat. So how are you marketing the tool initially before the UGC team you're building now that got you the revenue you have now? I mean, it's very easy. It's very simple, right? The streaming itself is marketing, which is very interesting. You know, I'm not really doing it for that reason, but that is a symptom of doing the streaming, is that by building in public, you are marketing, right? And you do gain reputation and you do gain trust. And I think that if you guys will learn something about me, is that this all is for a purpose, right? And there's a ton of stuff that's going on behind the scenes that you guys will figure out as, you know, the year goes along, we get into 2026. But I have a vision here of what I want to do and what I want to build. And I do not want to be, as you guys know, I don't want to be a content creator, and I don't want to just I don't want to make money off of YouTube. I want to actually prove that this is possible. And I have a ton of plans, and we're working backwards. So we're building a very, very strong foundation. And part of the mission, part of the vision that I had for all of this was doing the streaming. So it plays a very, very important part, and you guys are a part of this mission as well. So I'm gonna switch to Gemini 3 Pro, and I actually was having a conversation. I may want to go here actually. So I just went to Gemini 3 Pro because this may be a better way. Which one was it? It was, for some reason, some of my agents get hidden. I don't know why. But sometimes the agents get hidden. Also, guys, just as a reminder, we are going to be doing a cold plunge at 300 likes. So if you guys have not already liked the stream, make sure you do so. I'm about to put it up on the stream here. 300 likes equals cold plunge. You guys know the drill. Let's go. If you haven't already liked the stream, make sure you do so. Also, we passed 17,000 subscribers yesterday. If you guys saw that, I don't know. It's a pretty big milestone. We're growing incredibly fast. But this is actually the fastest vibe coding community right now. Yeah, I don't make any money from the live streams, so how many tokens have you tested GLM 4.7 with? Not that many. I just did a brief overview of 4.7. You know, I would have gone deeper into 4.7, but the thing is it's just not very reliable. So the issue that I had with 4.7 was more based around the reliability and it being an open source model, it can't take in images. So I gave my initial perspective, and in that video, if you did watch the video this morning, you'll have seen that, you know, I was kind of basically saying, hey, if you're on a budget, this could be a potential option for you. But the thing is that, hey, if you're on a budget, why would you not use Gemini 3 Flash anyway? It's not really that much of a difference anyway. So I don't know why you would really use GLM 4.7. I know that there's a lot of people that are big open source people or fans of GLM models, but I personally am not. All right, Fatal Destiny said, I was wondering if I can work on the front end for the website. Can I work on it and post the same on the Discord? I mean, right now we do. I'm not really. You can message me, DM me, and we can talk about it. I'd be interested in hearing more, but yeah, probably just handle that on Discord, please. Make sure you join the Discord. Yeah. Fight Gaming said, can you give me advice as an 11th grade student in CS? Yeah, I mean, my advice would just be to get started doing agentic coding or vibe coding, as people call it. This is the future of software development. You know, education is important, but ultimately, for example, like the CS degree in college matters a lot less than it did a couple years ago. I think that people are now looking for more experience. And that's always a thing, right? But you're going to gain the most experience just from working on projects, and I'm sure that you've heard that before, so that's probably not new to you. But very, very important that you start actually building things and figuring out, like, hey, how do I build? How do I create things? And CS as a concept is great, but how can you create and show your skills and showcase those things is very important as well. So I'm going to upload this here. GitHub spec. I don't know why I uploaded it over there. Geez, this is... Alright, I'm going to go over here. Alright, so I'm going to drop this file in the TikTok resubmission here so you can keep track of it. Yeah, GLM 4.7 is unstable on OpenRouter, yes. Yeah. Alright, so let's go over to Warp and see what did this agent come back with. So if you guys remember, this agent is basically creating a structured README. There was an agent that I was working with last night, though, if you guys were watching the stream, where it was helping us with the submission to TikTok, but all of a sudden it's just gone. I don't know. This is an issue that I've been having with like TikTok verification. Are these files or is this agents? I'm sure. TikTok verification error, not that one. Yeah, I don't know why I keep having, like, I click search agents and this is a weird bug. I don't know what that is. Have I thought of using Linear for product management? I don't use Linear personally. I know a lot of people do. All right, so there's a couple issues that we're going to work on at the same time, okay? So you guys may want to just kind of watch as I construct this, because we're going to put a bunch of stuff on our Trello board and then just start working on all of it at the same time, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is... Yeah, I've got you. Jesse, I've got you. Give me a second, okay? Can you paste the email again? Or wait, no, I already have it. Hold on, let me just do it right now. Jesse needs some credits. He's on our UGC team, so I'm going to give Jesse some credits. Let me go... You know, it is really nice because we set up a lot of functionality inside of View Creator recently, and I'm going to show you guys how this works. So Jesse here, he's one of our... Yeah, he's actually our head moderator at BridgeMind in our Discord. So I'm going to give him another 1,500 credits, and I'm just going to say blessings from Bridge. So thank you for your help. I'm going to confirm the deposit, and I just gave you 1,500 credits, Jesse. Thank you for your help. But one of the errors that he actually said, hey, this is a problem, is that I'll actually show it to you guys here. So check this out. So we have a couple issues. One of them is this one here. What Mac am I on? I'm on an M3 Ultra Studio. So this is it right here. It's this one. So you guys can see this processing failed, and this was reported by several members of our UGC team. And it's failing at, there is a maximum allowed duration, okay? So there's a maximum allowed duration, and we want to take a look at this, okay? So the issue at hand is that it failed, but then it's not refunding the credits if it does fail. So we want to take a look at that. So I'm going to put on the Trello board, AI clipping agent not able to refund credits if it fails. So that is an issue because right now there are a bunch of different issues of why it fails. Also, the AI clipping agent it's allowing users to submit or to submit clips that go over the maximum allowed duration. And the reason that we have a maximum allowed duration is I just don't want to spend the money to do 12-hour clipping yet. Personally, I think that, like, hey, for me, we're not there yet to where we should be doing 12-hour clipping. So I know I did an 11-hour stream yesterday, and you guys wanted to clip it, but at the same time, no, it's not a mono repo. Yep, I got you. Bridge, bless us with some credits. Let's go, Carter. Where am I hosting this? AWS. Think of studying computer science. I watch this and when I'm wondering, are we cooked? No, you guys aren't cooked. The one thing is that, hey, you just have to get involved in agentic coding because that's the future of software development. So yes, if you want to sit behind a desk and listen to college professors that are all stuck up and don't believe in, that's a broad-based term, but from my experience, I have experienced in classes where basically you go in and I had a professor that was talking about how AI is not what it's cut out to be, and that AI is not actually that big of a deal, and that it was all hyped up, but it's a bubble and all this nonsense, right? And yeah, he has no idea what he's talking about. He was talking about ChatGPT. People have no idea, like, hey, yeah, have you heard of like agentic coding before? And do you know what agent orchestration looks like? Or do you just use ChatGPT and all you know? If that's all you know, then I can understand why you would say that. But the thing is the technology has grown so far past what, your mainstream really understands, is that, I think that people that are doing this really do understand where the technology is headed. But if you're not, when you think of AI, if you think of ChatGPT, then I'm worried for you. Not actually, but you should be mindful that, personally, I think of ChatGPT as like a dinosaur. It's like Google, right? There's no real, it's not that good unless they like create it into something like completely new. It's kind of like just the first useful way of AI, but it's completely changed now. Okay, so let's check out this. So these are the issues that it found. We may as well just open this up real quick. All right, hold on here. So I'm gonna do a command click so that we can actually look at this. So this is what it did. So TikTok Direct Post API UX Audit Rejection. So point 1, creator info display and validation. All right, that's a lot of content. Okay, I wonder what we have to do to resubmit. Okay, great work. I now want you to add into this document your plan of updates to make. Don't do any coding yet, but update this README file to actually have a plan of the updates that you plan on making to that TikTok publish page so that we do follow the guidelines and we don't get rejected again. So I'm gonna do an ultra think on this, and then I'm gonna say launch 2 code-based analyst agents to do this work. So we're gonna launch 2 code-based analyst agents. Okay, Fax said, love this guy, appreciate it, man. So everyone should be vibe coding, yes. And the thing about vibe coding is that, right now it's called vibe coding, but the thing is that eventually that word will probably, it could end up being like Kleenex, where people call like tissues Kleenexes, right? But what I perceive it as is that eventually that name, either it will stick. Right now there's a negative connotation towards the name, but really what it is it's agentic coding. You're programming and creating software through the use of AI agents rather than coding manually line by line, okay? So you operate as the agent orchestrator, and you are managing agents, so it's agentic software development, and that's really what it is, but people refer to it as vibe coding, right? All right. All right, but guys, let's do a quick sub check. Yesterday we did pass 17,000, so I just want to see where we at today. I want to see where we're at, and maybe we could set a goal for today. Let's see here. I do have some. It is, as you guys can see, what do you guys think of the Christmas tree? You like that? The Christmas tree? All right, but we're at 17,275. I think today, in today's stream, let's aim for 17,500, guys. I think that we can get there on this stream. Let's go. All right, so let's pull this back up. Let's go here. So this agent's working, but we now have to launch the agent to start breaking down why we aren't doing the credit refunds. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna reopen Trello, and we're just going to submit this, okay? And I'm going to go here, and I'm going to submit this, and I'm going to add the View Creator Genesis repo, okay? So View Creator Genesis, and I don't like on Warp, if you guys noticed that there is a little bit of a bug where when I'm entering things, it like doesn't scroll down all the way. It's a little bit annoying, but let's just, like, I lose it almost. If you guys notice that, I lose it. It's kind of annoying. Ultra Think, launch 3 code-based analyst agents to do an in-depth review and pinpoint exactly why this is happening, and to plan a structured approach about how we could fix this so that if the AI clipping agent does fail, that it is able to refund. One issue to take note of is sometimes the job gets stuck and the webhooks will not be sent back even if it does fail. So there's just I think we need to come up with a better approach for when the clipping agent does fail so that we can process these refunds. But do an in-depth review of this and pinpoint exactly what the cause of the issue is, and then a potential solution that integrates best practices. Create a README with your findings with a structured plan of the best practice to fix this issue. All right, so I'm gonna process this, and I'm also gonna drop in the ViewCritter Creator UI, and then I'm gonna add an Ultra Think to the end of that, and then I'm just gonna submit that. Merry Christmas, thank you, man. Yeah, we have some cramp windows. Let's move it up here. Here, what we'll do is we'll move these two. So updated plan documentation. So this is also a nice thing about Warp is that I can move it. So yeah, they were cramped. So let's move that. Let's fix that. I don't want this Codex agent. So photo carousel. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is this good? Hold on here. Code-based analyst, all on to do. Okay. So the next error that we're gonna have to solve is Mr. Rogers said, I am enjoying your stream while I'm working on my self-hosted project. Right now, I'm researching how to add an anonymous chat system to my website. That's awesome, man. James said, thanks to you, I started using Warp also. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I think Warp is pretty nice, you know, just for the management of all of this, right? It's very nice. But we also have that additional Trello. Let's go back to the Trello board. So these two are now in progress. So the TikTok resubmission, that's in progress. The AI clipping agent here is now in progress. So now this one, this is more of like a, let's do, hold on, I actually want to start a fresh window here. So I'm going to launch Claude. Merry Christmas, guys, yeah. And just so you guys know, I will be taking Christmas off tomorrow. So I'm going to take tomorrow off and then Christmas off to spend time with my family. I hope that you guys are taking some time off as well. You know, I talked a little bit about this yesterday, but hey, at the end of the day, relationships are incredibly important. It's great to, you know, be making improvements and progress in your life with whatever your trajectory is with your career or whatever your dreams are. But also, a huge part of your life is your relationships, and your family is incredibly important because without them, who do you have, right? So I'm going to be spending time with my family and just really focusing on enjoying them tomorrow and on Christmas. But Merry Christmas, everybody, or whatever holidays that you celebrate. Hope that you guys get to spend some time with your families. All right, so I'm going to drop in the Creator UI for this one, as well as the API. So I'm going to do ViewCritter Creator UI, and then the API, and then I'm also going to drop in Genesis here. And then same thing. I think the biggest workflow improvement that I've made recently is that I've been making it so that I launch like 3 code-based analyst agents to review. I want you to launch 3 code-based analyst agents to review why this is happening and then pinpoint exactly what we need to do to make sure that users are not able to submit clips that go over that limit in the first place. Pinpoint exactly why this bug is happening and create a structured plan of what we need to do to update the code to fix this. All right, structured plan. Don't update any code yet, but just create a structured plan. TreeX, what's going on, man? How's it going? Also, guys, just as a reminder, at 300 likes, we are going to be doing a cold plunge today. So if you haven't already liked the stream, make sure you do so. It really helps out. Right now, we have 148 people watching and only 64 likes. So let's get that to 100, guys. Let's go. Share button is broken. What do you mean? All right. All right, so this is the implementation order. So this is the plan. So what I want to do is I do want to have several other agents kind of take a look at this, but I also don't. So it says recommended implementation order. So legal declaration fix, commercial content labels, privacy brand bidirectional, required tooltips, video duration validation, publish post publish notification. Okay, let's just, I think this is good. I mean, it reviewed all of the required documentation. So let's do it. Great work. I now need you to launch 3 Agent B coder agents to actually code all of these implementations following the README so that we can actually get this accepted. All right, so we're gonna launch 3 Agent B Coder agents to actually update the code to follow these implementations. Let's launch that. So this is now going to launch 3 Agent B Coders. Also, let's move the desk down real quick. I don't know if you guys knew this, but yesterday I went for 11 hours and I did 1,000 push-ups and 250 pull-ups. So today, I probably need to rest a little bit from the push-ups. Just being completely honest, my chest is absolutely torn to pieces. I did some push-ups at the start of the stream, but those are probably the only push-ups that I'm gonna do. But today we're gonna be doing other stuff like the cold plunge is going to be good to recover. But yeah, I think that, your body needs rest sometimes. And that's just as important sometimes as the initial, work that you do. But, I think that that was good that we did that. What does that mean, Agent B? That's just what I call the Agent B Coder. So you can see that it launched 2 Agent B Coders here. And I actually asked it to launch 3, so it probably is going to launch 1 more still. 1's more initializing, so we'll wait for that to do. Delax said, yo, what's up? Another day, another W. You know it, man. Every day. I mean, that's the thing, is that we're showing up every single day and we're just executing, right? And I think that whenever you're doing something like this, there's so many problems that come up, right? There's so many things that happen where you're like, oh my gosh, at times it can feel very, very stressful, right? Because you have all these things that are hanging over your head, right? It's not just the programming aspect, but it's all these other things, right? Like getting rejected by TikTok. Yesterday, we found out that we had to go through access verification for Meta. All these different things that are constantly pinging in and pinging out. And, if you let them stack up, if you let all these problems just compile and get on top of one another, you can just feel so stressed out. So that's why I wrote, execution, is that we're not going to let that get us stressed out. We're going to just execute and do everything and get it all knocked off our list. So Living Room PC said, W Streamer, let's go. Linux said, we vibe and the grind never stops. Linux, good to see you, by the way, man. I'm on the UGC team, yet I haven't signed up. Shall I send you my email? Yes, if you send me your email, then I'll be able to send you the invite for the UGC team. Also, as you guys know, we did set up the Dub co-integration. That is something on our Trello board. This is now in progress. But the self-service for Dub, so this one is something that I created last night. Also, this is another bug that we had. So for View Creator, add a reauthorize button. So when I get unlinked on X, instead of having to delete my X account and having to re-add it, then adding a ball back agents, etc. So right now, we do have an issue where our X accounts are getting... here, I'll just show you. So I go to my creator dashboard, right? And I go to, let's just go to, Connect Socials here. And I'm going to connect my, oh, hold on, I'm at my limit. So let me disconnect one of my accounts. I'm going to disconnect one of the TikTok accounts. So I'm going to disconnect this account here so I can actually connect my X. And watch this, guys. So I'm going to connect my X account, okay? So here's my X account. Oh, it looks like I need to authenticate. Oh, whoa. Did this have me? Hold on here. Hold on, that was actually good. And I'm going to tell you guys why here in a second. Did we finally get that working? So do you guys see how it's having me re-authenticate? Hold on here. Give me 1 second. I need to do something real quick. Alright, so check this out, guys. So did you see how when I clicked Connect X, it actually launched a new thing? Fax said, is it possible to join the team? If so, how? So yeah, so if you guys want to be a part of the UGC team, and just as a reminder, everybody that's on our UGC team is basically you guys are going to get first priority for all opportunities at BridgeMind. If you're on this team, I think that you guys are playing an incredibly important role for the trajectory of the future of BridgeMind and of View Creator. And what that means is hey, with you guys doing this, not only are you acting as the UGC team and doing this, posting for marketing purposes, but you guys are also a part of basically the first beta testers that are using View Creator significantly, right? I'm giving you guys free credits. I'm saying go buck wild. Be careful on the AI video generation. Don't generate AI videos because that's just too expensive for me. But, I've already found so many issues that we're now solving, right? And that's, again, why we did execution, is because we knew that there were going to be problems, and there always will be problems and bugs. But we're just going to wake up and execute every single day. So with that being said, if you guys want to join this UGC team, just send a message in general here and just say, I would like to join the UGC team, and then we'll give you the UGC team role, and then you'll be able to access UGC General as well as our other channels for the UGC team. You can't access the UGC team inside of the BridgeMind Discord unless you already have basically already have that UGC team role. So if you're interested, just send a message in Discord, and one of the moderators will be able to handle that accordingly. Thank you. But yeah, if you guys haven't already joined the Discord, make sure you do so. There's a link in the chat. But let's look at this. So X here, so connect X. Why this is intriguing to me, and I do have to, hold on, let me get into my 1Pass real quick. Let's see here, okay. Okay, we're in. Okay, Abhinav, how's it going, man? Good to see you. So check this out. So I should be able to go here and do like connect X, and like what I'm trying to draw your attention to is usually like it'll have saved the checkout session, but this did not save the checkout session. Let's go, Linux. Let's go. So you guys can see that I'm authenticated with BridgeMind, right? And I'm authenticated with multiple different accounts. I'm authenticated with ViewCreator Marketing, ViewCreator Channel. And typically what was happening is when I did continue to X, it just launched me into an approval for that specific thing, right? But now what I want to show you guys is it looks like, I'm going to make sure. Yeah, so check this out. So I just authenticated, and now I can get in and authenticate this, right? So I just connected my X account, and I've never done this before. It looks like this actually finally worked. Okay, Fatal said I've sent it to you. Hold on. Yeah, let me know. I'll have to take care of that off stream as well. All right, so we're going to see if we can... We've never connected two X accounts at once. So let's see if when I click add here, is it going to now redirect me and it's going to be... Okay, so this is the issue, is that now it's like having me do BridgeMind again, right? And that's the issue. And that's why it says, hey, when you launch this, to connect a different account, please open this page in an incognito window. So that issue is still there. ViewCreator.ai is the app. All right, Victor just said I would like to join the UGC team. Shout out to Victor. So it looks like that you're already on the UGC team. You already have the role. Somebody must have already done it and given it to you. Linux is fast, or whoever did it. Thank you. So check this out, guys. So we can now go over to this here. Now, do you see how it says active? The problem that we're having is that the refresh mechanism for X, like I'll just show you guys the bug report that we got. I think it was from Super Combo Gamer here. All right, hold on. Let me pull up Super Combo Gamer's chat. So he just said, or where was it? It was this here. Okay, so it's this here. So I'll just show it to you guys here. So when I do this, he said it was working before I left, came back this morning, and it was inactive. So publishing failed, accounts are inactive. So what's happening is these X accounts are just getting inactive very quickly, and we need to figure out why. So we're going to put this on the Trello board. This is more feedback. I know that we do have a refresh mechanism, so we should be able to patch this fairly quickly. So this is for ViewCreator, add a reauthorize button for reauthorize. So for, okay, I can probably explain this one better. That's a different issue. This one is more like, hey, the X accounts are just getting disconnected very, very quickly, and we don't want that. So I'm going to put this here. All right, Fatal. You sent me a DM. Okay, thank you. I'll get to it on stream right now. I'm kind of locked in. All right, so to me, it sounds like X accounts are getting inactive very, very quickly. Would you do a complete review of our X integration and pinpoint exactly why this is the case? Why are these accounts expiring and going inactive so quickly? All right, so now I'm going to go over to Warp here, and we're going to drop this in. So I'm going to actually launch a Claude agent here, and I'm going to put this up here. So we're going to do a lot more tabs today on top. Oops. Hold on, interrupt. Yeah, so it's not going to be in the AI, it's not going to be in the API logs. So what I suspect is happening is it's not that they're like getting deactivated through like some use case. It's that there is like, when you connect these accounts, you get like refresh tokens, right? And we just need a better refresh mechanism for this. So let's go here, and I'm going to say, launch 2 code-based analyst agents to pinpoint exactly why this is happening. I was under the impression that we do have an automatic refresh in place and that's the direction that I want to head. So for example, I don't want X accounts to just go inactive. They should be continuously connected. Once a user connects any of their accounts, for example, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X, they shouldn't just be going inactive so quickly. They should be connected and stay connected. Would you do an in-depth review and pinpoint exactly why this is happening with X and to provide recommendations on what we should do to fix this? Do not update or write any code, but just identify exactly what is going on. Could be an issue with X API limits. It is not. No, that's not the issue. Yeah, good thinking though, Mr. Rogers. Sounds like cookies to me. No. So yeah, so I do know what the issue is here. It's related with like we're storing a refresh token, right, and an access token in our database, and these accounts go inactive. Like even if I go here, and I'll show you guys, like I know that we can fix this. Do you see how this says expires soon? What happens is we actually automatically, even though, and we need a better approach to this, right? And this is what the UGC team, which is basically also operating as beta testers for us, is that they're finding issues and saying, hey, why this is confusing, why is this? And now we're able to go back through and fix this. Good afternoon, JL6, how's it going? So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna come up with a better refresh mechanism so that users don't have to worry about their accounts being active or inactive, or just that, like, hey, this says expires soon, but these are auto refreshing. I don't have to continuously do that, but these X accounts are having issues, so we'll need to take a look at that for sure. All right, also let's look at this agent here. So that's fine. All right, so this one here looks good. Also, this was the issue associated with the duration ranges. So the validation gap exists at the API layer. The UI correctly uses duration ranges, max 120 seconds for long, but both API and Genesis accept max clip duration seconds, values up to 300 seconds, 5 minutes via pin. I think you misunderstood what I was talking about. I wasn't talking about the clips, the clip duration. I was actually talking about the video processing duration. So right now, there is a limit on the maximum amount of video that our system is able to process. I need you to review what that limit is. I believe if you look at this screenshot, it will give you a better understanding of what I'm actually talking about, because there is a maximum duration that users are able to submit for clipping in general. So you can see here, and what is the screenshot? I think it's over here in downloads, right? Is it this one here? Yeah, so it's 21, the maximum allowed duration is 21,600 seconds. As you can see from the screenshot, this video that this user tried to submit was longer than the 21,600 second duration, and so it failed, but it took their credits and it also went through in the first place. You should have a limit in the UI and in the API that doesn't allow users to even submit these jobs. For example, if they are trying to submit a video that is this duration, it should stop them. Graham, it's all good. How many W's we at? Let's go. We're just getting started today. If you guys are just joining us, we have a Trello board. We have some bugs that we're fixing. The biggest thing on our list today is this TikTok resubmission. We currently have an agent that's working on that. It's this one. Where is it? What was this one working on? I need to. Is this one here? So great work. I now need you to update the README to basically document what exactly you did. And then I'm going to be using that to pass it into another AI agent to get its review of it. So make sure you keep intact the original analysis and plan. Galaxic said, I watch you every day since, I don't know, the last 2 months, and I have never seen you in a bad mood. How can you do that? Today I got my first, I don't know how to call it, but today I just can't do anything. I mean, I think that, yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I appreciate it. I take that as a compliment. You know, I do just believe in like the power of positive thinking, and you know, I've gone through phases of my life personally, I mean everybody does, where you're in like a bad mood and stuff, and I do get in bad moods, but I try to make the choice of being positive and trying to, especially like when I'm on streams and stuff, I try to just bring positive energy, because that's how you're going to optimize success. Like, hey, if you want to be successful and you want to accomplish your vision and accomplish your dreams, and make all your dreams come true, it's going to be very difficult to do that if you get like just this negative mindset, right? There's this book called The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. I've read it 6 times because it's just such a good book, and I read it 6 times, and it's really just ingrained into me this philosophy of positive thinking and this ideology that, hey, if you want to be successful, a huge driving force of that is if you are able to think positively, not only is it beneficial for you, but it's also like it helps spur on success, because you're going to be able to be more efficient if you're thinking positively, if you're thinking optimistically, if you're choosing happiness. And sometimes that can be very difficult to do, right? So, you know, I would just say that, hey, I just have made a choice to try and be optimistic and be as positive as I can. And sometimes I'm not. So I appreciate the compliment. You know, it's not like I think everybody goes through their, you know, ups and downs. But I try and make a habit just out of trying to be more positive, if that makes sense. But yeah, I appreciate that. Take it as a compliment. All right, so I'm going to drop this in. So this is the, let's see, this is the, what is this file called again? It's the, it's this one here. TikTok UX. I want you to review this README file in complete depth. I need you to double check the work that this agent did. I'm unsure if we are actually ready to resubmit for verification to TikTok. I need you to do a complete in-depth review, launching 3 code-based analyst agents that actually review the code, both in the API and in the front end, and then the documentation, like the links that were provided in this document, to confirm or deny whether or not we are ready to resubmit for verification to TikTok, as we did get rejected initially from TikTok for not following their UX guidelines. All right, and I'm going to add an ultra thing to the end of this. And I'm basically having this agent here check this agent's work. This agent obviously is not going to hallucinate. It doesn't have the context. It just is looking at it, and now it's reviewing it, right? Let's look at this one. So this one was related to this. Yeah, so this is the issue that we're having with the X refresh. Delax said, thank you for the words. Yeah, absolutely. Warren Dev, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Let's see here. Abhinav said, can't create TikTok account as it is banned in India. Gotcha. That's okay. Yeah, so the TikTok caption generator, like, there are some tools, just so you guys know, that are outdated, that we actually need to remove from the UI anyway. So, like, for reference, like, if we actually go to View Creator, there is a whole suite of tools, right? Like, let's go to TikTok and let's go to this caption generator, right? This is what we used to have for the caption generation, right? But we've kind of gone away from this. I can fix this now. This is, I mean, I'll just fix it probably in one shot here if you guys want it. I mean, it is a tool that we have on there, so why not just do it? Let's here, give me 1 second. Let's just fix it. All right. All right, hold on here. All right, so let's actually see what's going on here. We will fix it, Carter. But yeah, those are kind of like outdated tools. We haven't revisited them in a long time. All right, let's go here. All right, 1 second. All right, so you can see here that this is now inactive. You guys see that? The X accounts get inactive real fast, as is an issue. All right, so let's go to Platform Tools, and let's put this on the Trello board. Why not, right? I mean, it is a tool that obviously our UGC team thought that it would be useful to use. Fix TikTok caption generator. And this is probably going to be a one-shot. That's such an easy feature. No, this is not open source. All right, let's check where we at. Remember that the goal for today is 17,500. So I think we can get there. We're going to be going for a couple hours today, so... all right, so if we go to TikTok here, right, caption generator. All right, so this is gonna fail. All right, so it failed. OpenAI TikTok, yeah. So the reason that this failed is because we did. Oh, you know what it is? Actually, it's not even because it doesn't work. It's because it's still using that OpenAI. So I'm gonna hold on here. So let's open up this here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drag and drop the related modules. So. All right, so I'm gonna launch Claude. More piano. I'll play more piano at some point. I don't know if it'll be today or not. We'll see. We'll see how the day goes. All right, API. And I'm also gonna drag and drop the OpenAI Open Router. And then I'm gonna go to the actual page, and I am going to drop in, let's go here. The TikTok captions generator is still using the OpenAI module for its functionality. If you will remember, I wanted this to be moved to Open Router, so I need you to update this, and I want to use Gemini 3 Flash for the creation of TikTok captions. So please update the code so that we use Open Router for this and use Gemini 3 Flash for the creation of these captions. Review in depth, as currently it's hooked up to OpenAI. I want to move this over to Open Router respectively. All right. So I'm now going to actually go to Open Router here, and all I have to do is I'm going to open up Open Router, and Gemini 3 Flash is a pretty good model, so I'm going to do Gemini 3 Flash preview. That looks good, and let's drop this here. All right, there we go. And now I'm going to do an Ultra Think on this just to make sure it's a one-shot. That looks good. This one here, it looks like this is saying that they all pass. Missing tooltip, critical gaps found. All right, so now I'm going to take these. Okay, hold on. Review the work of another AI agent that just double-checked your work and identify what this agent actually found that was incomplete about your work, and review what its review was, and come back to me with a structured plan of what we should do next to make sure that we do get accepted and are following all UX guidelines. Yeah, so Carter, on that's another issue. So for TikTok, and this was on my end, so this is something I'm going to address to everybody in the UGC team, but for TikTok, because I'm going through the TikTok verification, right? Yesterday, okay, so if you guys don't remember, and I'm actually going to stand up real quick and kind of just draw out a diagram for you guys to understand this. So our TikTok integration does work, but there's an issue, and I actually realized that I did this yesterday. So for you guys that connected TikTok accounts yesterday, there is going to be an issue, and let me explain why. So as you guys know, yesterday I submitted our verification to TikTok, right? And if you'll remember, we have two integrations for TikTok. We have what I refer to as a native solution, and then we have our get late solution, right? So this one does not work yet, right? Does not work, okay? This one you can only post to private accounts. It's not audited. You cannot do direct post with the native solution. This one does work. This one does work. Now, an issue, and I can address this, I probably should send a message out into the Discord. Let's do that. But the reason that that's not working right now is because yesterday we had it on native because I had to make the TikTok verification videos and I had to use the native solution for that. So yesterday, if you guys are on the UGC team and you guys hooked up a account with TikTok, none of those accounts are gonna work because they don't work yet, right? Because we haven't been verified. So once I switch back to get late, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have to basically resubmit this TikTok, and once we get it resubmitted, then I'll change the environment variables to use the get late integration, and then you guys can reconnect. But that's why that's not working. That was a known issue I probably do need to address. So thank you, Carter. Let me just send out a message to the UGC team while we're at it, because you guys are probably wondering. So let me go over here real quick. Hey, Carter just brought this up, so I want to address it because I forgot to tell you guys. yesterday I had our environment variables for the TikTok integration set to native because I had to make the TikTok verification video. So if you guys connected any TikTok accounts yesterday, those accounts are connected with the native integration, which is not going to allow you to publish to public accounts. It only allows you to publish to private accounts. Note that I have to resubmit to TikTok again today, and that get late is not going to be connected until I get resubmitted. I will let you guys know and keep you guys updated, but this is why TikTok posts are failing to publish as of right now. Sorry, I forgot to tell you guys. Thank you, Carter, for bringing this to my attention. All right, so I just sent that out. Thank you, Carter. Appreciate it. I sent that in UGC General. So I'm not moving away from Get Late, but the thing is you don't want to have to rely on a third-party provider. Get Late is expensive, and there are issues with it. Hold on here. Okay, launch an agent B-coder to code these implementations, respectively. All right, so like for example, we don't want to have to rely on Get Late later on. So we're gonna be doing we're going to be using Get Late as an intermediary, but the reason that I even had it set to this native in the first place is because we had to do the TikTok submission, right? So for the TikTok verification video, I have to use native because I have to make the video to submit and saying this is it, right? KO said, see my chat in general. Okay, hold on, let me pull it up. Okay, Curios said that he wants to join the UGC team. Let me give you this role. Yeah, if you guys are on the UGC team, just note that you guys are now any opportunities, then this is the first opportunity, and it looks like Blackwiz as well. Blackwiz wants to join as well. Here you go. All right, shout out to you guys. You guys are in. I just gave you the role. Welcome to the team. I just assigned you the role. Welcome. Gave it the welcome in quotes. Nice. All right. So we have 2 new members, actually 3 new members of the UGC team today. Yeah. Death threat. Yeah. No, so Axe just asked, is YouTube donation considered as revenues as well? So if you guys stay up to date with everything that we're doing, so just a quick note for everybody to understand is that I don't want to be a content creator. I'm on a mission and I'm sharing that mission, and then that mission is not me becoming a content creator and a YouTuber. It's not part of the mission. This is a big mission and there's a lot of moving parts to it. The streaming is a moving part, but making money off of YouTube is not a part of that mission. So I have decided to demonetize my YouTube so that I don't make any money. As you guys will notice, you guys can't do memberships or donations or anything. And that's a choice that I made basically to make a statement to you guys that I'm not interested in being a content creator and making money off of you guys. I'm trying to build a community, and I'm not trying to profit off of you guys and your attention, if that makes sense. Because I think that when content creators, when they go the sponsorship route and when they go the monetization route, which is fine, I'm not gonna hate on a bunch of people for making their living, but it ends up they end up they get owned by the sponsors, and their content is just kind of fake. I see content creators that are in this video, I'm going to show you the top 5 tools that I use for vibe coding. And then they drop their sponsors, right? And they're and make sure you use code Alex at checkout, and I'm all right, it's it's a little bit ridiculous. So, we're not going that route. That's not the mission here. So, okay, so we could do this here for this issue. If you guys remember, this is for the AI clipping refund. I don't want to look at that one. I just want to focus on one thing at a time. Which limit should be canonical? Current API or 6 hours? What are your thoughts? Is our current limit excessive? What's the revenue model? Subscriptions. for example, I want you to look at the APIs that are being used. Is it going to cost a bunch of money for us to process 12-hour videos? Like, is there any truth to us not like setting a limit on this, or what are your thoughts on this? Is 6 hours too small, or what are your thoughts? Abhinav said, what I said in DMs about like signups is not important, but will be when more users will sign up. Oh, yes. Yeah. I think that, like, hey, when you're starting something, you just have to get your hands dirty, and when the problems come, you solve them as they come. Sometimes there are problems, but that's why, you know, hey, the word of today, the phrase of today is just execution. We're just executing. We have stuff on our list. There is no limit to what we can do, right? Like, there are so many things, like, I don't want to get, like, share too much, but, you know, there are, like, so many things that are hanging over my head all the time, and I just have to, like, I'm like, all right, I just have to grind. I'm like, I just have to execute. I just have to knock these things out. Like, there's nothing else to be said. Like, let's just grind. And that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. But also, let's see if we did fix this caption generator. Also, where are we at sub-wise? All right, we're getting close. We're getting close to 17,300, guys. I know we can get there. But let's take a look at let's take a look at this real quick. I want to see if this caption generator is now working. Let's go to the creator dashboard, and let's go to the platform tools, TikTok. This should be working now. Create a caption for my video about vibe coding where I show people how to use GLM 4.7, which is a new AI model. All right, generate caption. So this is now using OpenRouter, and the reason it was failing before wasn't because of anything like our GTO related stuff, but yeah, there it is. Stop running, start catching vibes. All right, cool. So that now works. So that is done. Let's move that. Shout out to Cartosora again. Appreciate you. So testing, boom. We can test it in once we deploy it, but this is now, I mean, we just tested it. That's going to work as well. Okay, so for View Creator, okay, so the clipping agent. So TikTok resubmission is important. I think that we're good to check it, like what this actually looks like. We are going to have to make a demo video, and we're going to make the demo video on stream. Here's the thing. You know, if your stuff isn't getting any views, just know it's not about, like, this is very important. It's not about, like, how fast can you get stuff, like, can you start getting views? Like, you have to have the endurance. You have to have endurance. So sometimes you just have to know, and you have to look at what you're doing, and you have to say, okay, I'm not going to look at, for example, the short-term results. I'm going to turn my eyes completely to the long-term vision and just what I can do today to make sure that that actually happens and that actually works, okay? So, hold on here. All right, hold on here. Fatal Destiny said, please never stop. I have decided to help you out whatever I can. Your aim really aligns with mine. Really an inspiration. Let's go, Fatal Destiny. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go. All right. All right, TikTok captions is working. All right, base auth. Verified ready. Okay, so recommended fixes. All right, so X accounts go inactive because of a combination of issues. So they have a short token lifespan. So X auth 2 access tokens expire in 2 hours. Okay. Compared to Instagram, Facebook at 60 days. So token refresh depends on Redis. So the automatic refresh runs via bull MQ every 15 minutes, but only when Redis enables equals true. If Redis is disabled, no proactive refresh token occurs. So refresh triggers too late. So the validate token method in base service only refreshes tokens after they've already expired, not before. Immediate deactivation on failure. Okay, I want to ask something like, so check this out. So the token time to live is 2 hours and then 1 hour. So automatic here, and then this is manual. Okay. Would you review our existing implementation using 2 agent codebase analyst agents? And then I want you to search the internet and figure out what is the actual best practice for this, because it is an issue. I don't want users to have to continuously reconnect their accounts that they've connected and go through the OAuth flow again. So I want you to review in depth how we can fix this so that they don't have to continuously reconnect. What is the best practice for this? Don't update any code, just give me a diagram and a potential plan. Okay, how how do you deal with Claude Code limits? Well, what plan are you on? That's like the biggest thing. No, I have not tried Manus, no. Alright, so I was gonna review that. TikTok API review. Okay, which one was this AI clipping refund? No, the TikTok UX is very important. Okay, I now want you to update the README accordingly, and I'm going to pass it back into the other agent to get its opinions. Update the README respectively. Oh, it's already updated it. I just had the other agent review your findings, and then it made some changes. Review the README again now, and then review the code, and tell me if there are any more recommendations that you have. Alright. Alright, how many likes are we at, by the way, guys? We got 167 people watching, and only 131 likes. So that means that 36 people are watching that haven't already liked the stream. If you guys haven't already liked the stream, you know, make sure you do it. It really helps support the mission and what we're doing here. You know, I don't monetize YouTube. But the thing is we want this community to grow as big as possible. We want the community to be on the cutting edge of the AI revolution. And to do that, we need to recruit more people. We need more members. We need the community to grow. We need the mission to grow. And yeah, it really helps support more than you guys would think. So appreciate you. Okay. Super Combo, it's going good. I actually have a couple of your bugs that you provided. So this one here, I'm working on that X refresh one right now with this agent. So I appreciate you for submitting that one. It's this one right here is working on that. So like what I learned here is that, hey, these X tokens, they expire every 2 hours. And right now we do have a refresh mechanism in place, but obviously that refresh mechanism isn't working as intended. I would like to make it so that refreshes automatically so you never even have to worry about that. So that's something that we're going to be addressing right now. But yeah, the biggest thing for today is the TikTok resubmission. So this TikTok, this is auditing. This one says that it's approved for submission. Would you write a handoff prompt to another AI to get an additional perspective? Just basically write a prompt that provides the README and the documentation and prompts the other AI to double check and triple check your work and the work that has been done here. So yeah, so this is the biggest one. I mean, TikTok, I will say, the fact that we were rejected after only 8 hours, I don't know if you guys were watching the very end of the 11-hour stream that we did yesterday, but we did the TikTok verification, and then what we did is we were able to actually, like, we did it as a joke, but we sent TikTok an email that was like, urgent, I need you to, like, review our app right now. And it did say that it does, like, you should expect about 2 to 3 weeks, 2 to 4 actually, to be reviewed by TikTok. But we got reviewed and rejected in 8 hours, which is fantastic. I'd rather get rejected in 8 hours than have to wait 2 weeks and get rejected after 2 weeks. That would have been brutal. All right, so let's go here. So this is now a handoff prompt. Okay, so let's open up Cursor, and I'm actually going to pass this into a Gemini 3 Pro window. I think that that's better. And I'm just going to do ask here. I'm not going to do agent. Let's just do ask, and let's submit this. Let's go. Yeah, the email did cook. I am not using NAN. No. I don't know. Hello, kitty. DJ Vision said, Matt, on anti-gravity, how can I see how many tokens I have left? I know you don't use it, but you know, and I can't find it on Google. I actually don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't use anti-gravity at all, so I can't help you with that. I'm sorry. All right, I'm going to give you the UGC role. I added you to the team. Welcome. If you guys are new to the UGC team, your first instructions are to actually go out and create accounts related to BridgeMind or View Creator and to start posting. You will also get free View Creator Ultra accounts. you have to DM me your email first, and I will send you the onboarding for this. All right, and it's this link here. Okay, so final verdict. It says it's good. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. All right, let's see if this did cook. So this is the resubmission. There's no permanent token on X, only auto-refreshing using offline access is expiring. It's a refresh token issue. What do you mean, Abhinav? Because we do have, we're going to get an auto-refresh mechanism working. But yeah, there's no like long-lived tokens that just auto-refresh themselves. We're going to have to build a mechanism for it. All right, so let's go here and let's go to... All right, TikTok. So let's see how this changed. So this is the TikTok. This is what we're going to use for the demo video, okay? And let's say I upload a video, right? So this does that. I don't really see much change. Help me understand what we actually changed. Don't output a ton of text. Just make it short and digestible for me to understand what we actually changed. All right, let's go over here. So these are, we're working on that. So what's the OAuth token refresh saying? Okay, this is what it's saying. Gave us a diagram. Great work, but would you make it short and digestible for me? If you guys are watching, haven't already liked and subscribed, make sure you do so. At 300 likes, I'm going to be doing a cold plunge. Where are we at right now on likes? I think last time I checked, we were at 144. Now we're at, still at, I guess that's updated, 144. So if you haven't already liked the stream, make sure you do so. All right, so X, this one is high, low, low, okay. All right, so what's happening? So X expires, tokens expire after 2 hours. Refresh only happens after expiry. It's too late, tokens are already dead. No retry on failure. One network blick account. Raise condition, multi-refresh can validate each other. All right, so the fix, refresh before expiry, not after current. Refresh when expired. Refresh 10 minutes before expiry. Add fallback when Redis is disabled. No refresh without Redis. Add cron back up that runs every 5 minutes. I don't really want to do the cron. Okay, note that Redis is enabled, so I don't really need the fallback there with cron. But is this plan that you're proposing, will it work? Will it solve our issue? Yes or no? GeoDev, what's up, man? Alright. What's this one? This was the AI clipping refund. Alright, that's not too much. Only 15 cents more in API fees. The limit is not about API costs. It's likely about, yeah, compute time. Yeah. So this is, yeah, I did it spot on. That was the biggest. So, like, the limit is not about the API cost. It's more about the ECS Fargate compute time. Yeah, I use Claude Code a lot. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. I'm more concerned about the Fargate compute time than anything else. So I think I'd like to stick to 6 hours for now, but let's update the UI, API, and Genesis accordingly to make sure that users, like, this is actually a hard cap. Users can't submit jobs in the UI that are over the duration limit. Right now, this is an issue, as you know, I showed you in the initial screenshot where a user had submitted a video that was over the duration and it just gave them a failure and it took their credits. We need to make it so that they can't even try to clip a video that is over that duration. Review which repo actually needs to be updated and how, and then integrate the updates with an agent B coder. All right, so I'm gonna do at view creator API, I'm gonna do at view creator creator UI, and I'm also gonna do at view creator Genesis. And then I'm also gonna put an ultra think on this one. So that's gonna update, that's gonna fix our issue. The OAuth token persistence, so yes, with one caveat, the plan proactive refresh for expiry too late first, okay. Okay, great. I now want you to build a structured plan for updating our code base to implement this new functionality with best practices and to not break anything. All right, ultra think. So that's one issue, but then in doing that, I also want to do one more thing. But let's pull up Cursor again so I can look at this one. So the tooltips. So a checkbox the user had to click static text by posting you agree with blue underline links. No check after button. So apparently this was the biggest one. If they hover out over the disabled post button, does TikTok want, when you select privacy, what does it want to show in the privacy dropdown? Would you do in-depth research on this and identify what our current approach is and what it wants us to do? All right. All right, I think it's this one here. So just the privacy here. I don't think that this is right. All right, we'll take a look at that in a second. What's this agent B coder? It's an agent that I made in Claude Code. All right, this did fix. Is our labels, would you review how we're doing this? Are we handling this perfectly? All right. All right, let's check this here. All right, this is good. This one here, so this is the token refund. So add refunds in 2 locations, so job submission failures, and then watchdog timeout detection. All right, what was this one working on again? This is the duration limit, yes. Okay, so this is updating the UI. Perfect. This one we already finished, so I'm going to close that window just to make sure that we're good. Which stack? We're using Next, Nest, and then Postgres. You can check the description as well if you guys are curious about the project. All right. All right, so this is what we're working on here. I do want to see what's up with this here. All right, this is an interesting one too. I'm gonna resubmit this one here. So we have like an interesting issue, and I'll kind of explain it. So think about this. When you are connecting an account, right? Let's go here to just like connect socials, right? Do you see how this X account is inactive? So this was reported by Super Combo Gamer, so shout out to you, but it really is something that we need to do. So do you see how it's inactive? There's no way for me to just click a button to reestablish the connection. I actually have to disconnect it and then reconnect it, and that needs to be fixed because this here, what you guys are seeing, you know, these are all rows in the database in the connected accounts table, right? So if I have to delete this, it's gonna affect other things. For example, if they had hooked this account up to an agent that was running, there is now a problem because the agent was connected to that account. When I remove this account, that agent is still running, but it's no longer connected to the account, so that agent's just gonna fail. So we need to now come up with a solution, and we can probably do it in congruence with this one here because this one was already working on it anyway. All right. Yes, proceed. G35 said Discord. Okay, one second. Alright, hold on. I'm looking at an issue right now. All right, sorry guys, I'm working on something off screen. All right, we're working on view creator. Thank you, Imperium. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm working on something off stream real quick. All right, give me a second, guys. SG, let's go. Yeah, I'm working on something right now. Hold on. Fatal Design said, I started working on the homepage design. We'll let you know the final design on Discord. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. All right, so this is working here. There's a lot that I've got going on right now off stream. Hold on. How do I stay updated with AI news? Pretty much I just am in the BridgeMind community, so I just keep up to date with the community. Alright, so this is done. How do I enable this? So what I need to do to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Okay, great. I now need you to do an in-depth review of the current logic associated with what happens once a connected account is inactive. I want to build the logic so that I can easily click reconnect instead of having to remove the connected account and then having to go through the process of, you know, actually deleting the connected account and then re-authenticating. Is it possible for me to just be able to click refresh or something like that to turn an inactive account to active? Or what are your thoughts on this? Review the code and think in depth about it and come up with a potential solution. Ingest, yeah, I have heard of ingest, yeah. Would you give a handoff prompt to another AI that has an integration with what you need to do is pass a handoff prompt that will be able to tell the other AI what the issue is so that it can review the database and gain a complete understanding of what the issue is in our code, as well as what we could do inside of our Oh yeah, guys, so I would like to do a project sharing event today. So as you guys know, this was scheduled for 30 minutes from now, but I'm not sure if we have enough people. So if we can get enough people that are interested in doing it, we'll do it. If we can't, then we probably won't do it. I know that a lot of people are busy with the holidays, so this may not be the best day for it. I'd like to do it in 30 minutes, but if we can't get enough people, we probably just won't do it all. So yeah, 96 gigs of RAM is definitely enough. Yes, I would like you to implement the best approach here. Yeah, we may postpone the project sharing just depending. Yeah, I am working on something on another screen. Hold on. Alright. Oh, did this just compact? That's so annoying. Alright, the duration is now enforced. Can we check what this actually updated, though? Yeah, everything's good, Imperium. Okay, let's check this here. So let's go here and let's see, like, for example, can I even drop in the stream from yesterday? So let's go here and let's try to drop this in. So yesterday, as you guys know, we did an 11-hour stream. And I want to see, can I even drop this in? Let's see this here. All right, so AI clipping agent. So if I drop this in, is it gonna basically tell me that I can't do it? That's the big question. Yeah, this video is 11.1 hours, too long. Okay, this is great, but something that I would like to do is to make it so that, let's say they do drop in a video that is over the limit, make it so that they can still trim it to 6 hours long. Right now, there's no ability for them to do this, review, and identify how we could make this happen. How do you continue the session when you run out of context? Well, it auto compacts, so it isn't as effective when it does auto compact. I don't like it when it auto compacts, but it does continue, yes. So we are building the reconnect functionality. I am cooking up something off stream right now, so may need a second. What are you using to download videos from YouTube? Yes, YTDLP. With the new age of AI, if you leave all the AI autonomous parts to the agent and just focus on the creative part, it will be highly profitable, even for complete beginners. Yeah, I think agentic functionality and people that are managing that are going to be much more capable for sure. The Vimeo integration. Okay. Yeah, it's going well today, Dan. Good to see you. Likely going to refer VC to a few people I know here soon as they explore marketing toolkits. Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of work to do. I think that, you know, there's a lot of work to do. I am feeling very confident about, hey, over the coming months, you're gonna start to see a pretty good, solid transition to us starting to generate quite a bit of revenue. I think over the early 2026. I mean, obviously we've been in development for 87 days, or 88 days, which is very early on in the process. I mean, less than 3 months is very early on. To get to where we've gotten in only 3 months, especially with the fact that when we started out, we didn't really know what direction that we were going to head. But I appreciate that, Dan. I can give them free credits and stuff. I think that right now it's like, hey, we just want to get people using the platform and knowing that, hey, this is the vision that we have. There are going to be some issues with the platform early on, but we're going to work the kinks out, and over time, give it another 3 months, and we're going to be in such a great place. And you guys can see that where it's like, hey, we're going to be able to use the platform to market the platform itself. So I'm very excited for that, but thank you, WN, I appreciate it. If I put my startup landing page waitlist in the chat, would you check it out on the stream? Probably not on the stream. I don't really do that a ton, but we do have our project sharing event. So if you'd be interested in sharing that, then you can do our project sharing event. I don't know if we have people for the project sharing event today. We didn't really hype it up, and I think a lot of people are busy with the holidays. So we'll kind of just see how it goes here. The project sharing event is at 2 p.m. Alright, so I do have an issue I'm solving kind of off stream right now. Happy Host World, good to see you. All right, so let's see if this worked here. So we should have a reconnect button on Connect Socials now. So this reconnect button, let's see what it does. Authorize, let's see if that works. So that does work, so nice. All right, that worked perfectly. So as you guys see, I reconnected that BridgeMind AI account. So that did work, one shot, nice. Let's see if this is working now too. I'm working on a lot of things at once. I'm like multitasking on another screen right now, so, you know. Just kind of grinding right now, so join in. Alright, so we are going to go over to the AI clipping agent and see what happens when we drop in that 11-hour stream again. Because what I want to happen, what I asked to happen, is I want to make it so that I can, it's an 11-hour stream, right? Which is over our limit. The reason that we want the limit is because, yeah, so this is perfect, yeah. So this video is 11.1 hours long, maximum allowed is 6 hours. Please select a shorter video or use the time range selector below to process a portion. And then I can shorten that to under 6 so I can process part of this stream. There was a... I want to clip like the last 10 minutes to see if this actually does work. Hold on here. Alright, let's generate clips. So I'm testing this locally. I think that the Genesis container is running. Hold on, did that actually... I don't think that created the job, did it? Hold on, what happened there? Alright, hold on. Restart and rebuild the View Critter Genesis Docker container. Let's go, Linux. View Critter, okay. Alright, I'll look here. Alright, let's try this again. Did you guys see how that didn't work? Let's try that again. So I'm going to shorten this. Yeah, so we are going to do a project sharing event at 2 p.m. Do we have do we have people that want to do project sharing though? Do we have anybody? That's the only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about. I don't know. We didn't really hype it up this week. So does anybody want to share their projects? It doesn't have to be like 6 people, but if anybody wants to come on and we can do project sharing just for a little bit at least. We do have a scheduled project sharing event in about 15 minutes at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Does anybody want to come on stream and share their projects today? Shout out to Carter. Thank you. All right, and it's this event right here. Yeah, if you guys are interested, make sure you join the Discord, and then let me know if you're interested. So I'm going to share this here. Yeah, this here project sharing event. So this was scheduled for 2 p.m. So if anybody wants to share, you know, we can. Also, what is going on here? Yeah, this does happen regularly, yes. Thanks, Dan. All right, hold on here. Okay, I need you to integrate the update and fix this. Make sure that you don't make any breaking changes, but yes, this needs to be fixed. Fatal Destiny, we can talk about it in Discord if you DM me. But yeah, we are going to be doing a project sharing event. All right, I had to reconnect the endpoint. I do need to get one thing fixed here. I would say that, hey, if you guys are going to present, we want to hear from you. We want to hear kind of you talk about your project. Alright, sorry guys, I'm fixing something on that other monitor right now. ByteDance C just dropped. What is that, Dan? All right, thank you, Fatal Destiny. We can talk on Discord. All right. All right, I'm not seeing a bunch of people that are interested in our project sharing event. We didn't really get ahead of it this week. I think a lot of people are traveling, so we may delay this event. I don't know what you guys think. I do have something that I'm like kind of working on off stream that I need to fix right now. So that's kind of like adding a little bit to my, I'm like, I do need to get this done. So, hold on here. Gemini 3 Pro inside of Cursor is not reliable at all. You guys can share a project, but you have to join the Discord and let me know that you guys want to do the project sharing event. We didn't really... Yeah, I mean, it's the holiday season. I think that a lot of people are in and out, so... Have you guys also noticed the issue with Gemini 3 Pro inside of Cursor? It constantly is having errors. I don't have that with Opus 4.5. Gemini 3 Pro will just like kind of spaz out and stop working. I don't know if you guys have that issue as well, but I get it a lot. Alright, let's go here. Sorry, I am doing some work off stream right now. So I'm just going to talk to you guys about what I'm doing right now. I'm integrating basically in additional layers of security for our Stripe integration. And my attention was just brought to this, so I'm fixing this right now. This is important, but this is what I've been working on off stream. You went back to Haiku? Interesting. Is there anything I need to do inside of Stripe, inside of the Stripe dashboard to confirm this change, or anything that I need to enable, or is this good to go? Okay. All right, guys. So we are at 3 minutes away from our project sharing event. I don't know. This project sharing event. We're just gonna see. Hey, anybody that wants to share. We'll probably do 3 people this week. We're gonna set aside 30 minutes and let people present from the BridgeMind community. So if you guys are interested in sharing any projects that you're working on, we're just gonna select members at random. We didn't really make this a big deal this week, but we are gonna do that. DJ Vision, I'm taking a break from the push-ups today since I did 1,000 of them yesterday. I need to rest. All right, so I'm trying to solve this issue that I'm having here. All right, so we're gonna do 3 this week since I have something that I really need to do. Yeah, I think we're gonna do 3 this week since I've got some stuff that I need to do. All right, I'm gonna move the desk up for project sharing. But yeah, guys, if you guys are interested in sharing your projects, head over to the Discord, and you guys can join the Discord. We're gonna give 3 people the ability to present this week. We didn't really. We're gonna start doing these on Tuesdays now. Yeah. All right, let's go. All right, let's pull up Discord. Okay, let's start this event, guys. All right. Hold on, let me pause the music, and we'll just open it up to everybody. So like I said, yeah, we're going to do 3 this week. We haven't done one of these in, maybe 2 weeks, but we didn't really plan ahead. So we're just going to take 3 people at random this week. You guys are all going to have 10 minutes to present here. And this is just to give you guys an opportunity to share what you're working on. But let me pull this up, and we'll just give 3 people the opportunity to present. Let's start this event. So I'm going to start this, and yeah, let's get it started. Let's go. All right, so 10 people are waiting. Can you guys hear me? See if everybody can hear me or not. I don't think they can. Usually they can't for some reason. Hey, can you guys hear me on stage or not? I don't think they can, so. All right, yeah, we're muted. All right, just disconnect real quick and stage. All right. All right, can you guys hear me? All right, cool. So we're gonna do 3 members this week. We didn't really plan ahead for this week, but I just want to give you guys the opportunity. 3 of you guys, if you guys are interested in sharing your projects, this is what we do weekly. Sometimes we miss it, but this week we're gonna do 3. We're switching it to Tuesdays because sometimes in and out on Sundays, we don't have enough people to be able to do 6. But we're gonna select 3 members. So for anybody that's interested in presenting this week, you do have to present your project yourself. But what I will say is that you get 10 minutes to present. We are on stream right now, and we've got 157 people watching. So if you guys are interested in sharing your project, just raise your hand. And yeah, there's going to be 3 of you today. So if you guys are interested, just let me know, and I'll welcome you up to the stage. So I see Roman. So literally just in the stage, in the order that you guys raise your hand, I'm going to invite you to speak. So Roman, come on up, man. Hey, Roman, how's it going?
It's going okay. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you all right.
Okay. Yes, so I don't even know what to select after I accepted the thing to speak. I could just talk about my project. So my project is an open source um, framework it's a native AI framework for building apps. So that's my project. It's fully open source. So all of the people that are listening could try out the framework. It's basically a framework that's AI native. So it's different from Next.js and like these different frameworks. It uses verbs in JSON files as the main root to build your app from. And basically, the way it works is the AI is able to introspect that, and from there, the AI is able to interact with the app, just like how human beings are able to like interact with like apps on their phone. So it's basically um, a really great framework. I recently came up with it, and I could show you more about it. I guess I have to show you the screen, right?
Yeah, you can share
So
your
you could
screen.
see.
I think that would get everybody a really good view of what you're talking about. But yeah, I think you can share your screen if you're on the desktop app just by clicking share screen. It should be like in the bottom right or left.
Right, right. So I could share my screen like right this, and then I think you should be seeing it, right?
Yeah, I can see it. Yep.
So that's my screen, and then so it's at openverb.org. So this is my my open source project, and it's also on GitHub. So you could clone the repository on GitHub, and then you could build your own open verb app using the GitHub. It's also so what initially when I built it, it was just like for integrating AI into your app. But after that, I realized that you could turn it into a full framework, and then it evolved into a full framework where I have the entire framework. So it has a runtime on npm, and it also has a policy and a SDK and a CLI that you could install using npm. You could read the documentation on GitHub. You could it, it you could there's two different documentations on GitHub. There's the original open verb um, core that I built, and then after that I built the open verb. After that I built the entire framework, which was a different which was a completely different repo, which is also open source on GitHub. So you could also clone that, but it also has the packages which you could install. So you wouldn't necessarily have to install you wouldn't necessarily have to clone the repository. So some people clone repositories, but you could also do the npm install, and you could get it running. It's AI native, so once you ask your development assistant about it, it could literally tell you like what's open verb framework, and then you could tell it that you want to build an app using the OpenVerb framework. And once you do that, it's gonna basically do it for you. It's the main thing is basically that it doesn't have a lot of roots. The only roots that you might have in it is the root for the verb and the run the execute verb, and it would have like the chat root so you can chat with your AI. But the main thing is if you look at the way it's structured different from like a Next.js app or a React app or something like that. It's because it uses verbs instead of actual 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 apps actual it's just different, because the way I designed it was so to make it AI native, so the AI is able to easily interact with it. You don't have to do anything, you just have to create the chat route for the AI, and from there you're able to actually interact with it. So I could show you, I was working on an app recently with it, so to show you what the actual app would look like. This was a test app that I was making. This is fully open source, so you could install it using npm and everything. But I had prompted V0 to actually create an app with it, and it actually was able to spit out a complete app. I could give you the prompt that I gave V0 so you could do it, and this is the chat I was having with it. So um, I don't even know what I just did. So all right, so let me see. So all right, so this was the chat I was having with V0, and regarding the main thing I wanted to show you was the actual prompt that I used. So this is the prompt. I said, hey there, V0 OpenVerb prompt, and I told it about OpenVerb. I told it there's the OpenVerb runtime, OpenVerb policy, SDK, CLI. And basically, once I told it everything about OpenVerb, it's able to find all of the information online in the GitHub repo and everything regarding OpenVerb, and then it's able to produce the app using the framework because it's open source and it's able to get it. So
That's pretty
after
cool.
that, yep, yep. Thank you. So after that, I was able to continue talking with it, and it was able to create app. And then this is what I wanted to show you the way the tree looks, the file tree for an open verb app. So you can see it has app, API, verb, and then it has a chat root here, but the main thing is as the execute root. This is the main root. It's really just the one root, and then it has the introspect. So the introspect is where the AI is able to see your entire app, so it's able to understand your app immediately, and that's how it's able to. That's why it's AI native. And then this was the other rest of the best practices for building a Next.js app and everything like that. You have the package JSON and the stuff like that, So it was able to spin up a complete app using my prompt, my initial prompt. And then after that, I was talking to it, and it, it was telling me that OpenVerb is actually really a beautiful framework. It says, I was talking to it about like integrating a chat in it, but it said that the reason why it's not important to talk about the chat is because it's already AI native in itself. So it's really easy to integrate the AI into the OpenVerb app itself because it's already AI native. So I was talking to it about
Yeah.
that right here.
Well, that's great.
Um,
So we are at the 10-minute limit. So just to kind of like summarize, if you could summarize what OpenVerb is and why you created it and who it's for, what would you say just as a quick summary before we move on to the next person about OpenVerb, so that people, if they are interested in trying it out, like who's it for, why did you create it, and I think that would just be a really good thing for people watching to understand before we move on to the next person. Thank you.
Yes, so I built OpenVerb because I know that a lot of people want to build AI native apps, but they have issues with the existing frameworks. So OpenVerb is able to allow developers to create AI native apps using Next.js, so they don't have to change their tech stack or anything like that. They just have to know about OpenVerb and talk to the AI. It's already AI native, it's already open source. The AI could find it, so they're able to build their apps and everything. That's why I built it to help developers to integrate AI more easily into their apps and everything.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it, Roman. Great job. Keep it up.
Thank you.
All right,
Yep, thank you.
have a good one.
You too.
All right, good work on Roman. It looks like he has a really cool open source framework. If you guys want to go try that out, he did provide the links. Maybe you could drop them in the chat as well, Roman. But next, we're just going to go in the order of people that are requesting to speak. Again, we're going to give everybody 10 minutes. I think that we're only going to do 3 people. We could potentially do more, but here's the next person. Bitwise, Nomad, how's it going, man?
Hi Matthew, what's up? What's up?
What's up?
I hope I'm audible.
Yep.
Okay, so a little about me. I'm an 18-year-old. I'm Elisha from India, and right now I'm doing my bachelor's in engineering. And alongside, I'm also working on software, so I'm developing websites, applications, and etc. So, before I begin, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you read stories?
Do I read stories? Yeah, I like stories. Like, do I read like fiction stories or stuff like that?
Yeah, fictions, anything.
Yeah.
Since our childhood, we've been hearing stories from different places. Even on our bedrooms, our mothers, our parents used to tell us stories. At our schools, our teachers used to tell us stories. So I really think stories are a great and an essential thing in our lives since childhood. And one time I was just pushing some code on GitHub, and I just happened to be in that movement. And then I just thought to myself, why not, um, you know, just why not, when you push a commit on the GitHub, you actually have different perspectives, different pushes. And so I'm really sorry about that. I just got into something. Anyways, so I thought of it as okay, I'll show you the website first.
Yeah, that'd be
Just
great.
a sec. Okay. So I thought of it. So let's say I have a story in my mind, and I have a specific ending towards the story. But when I tell you the story, and when I'm telling you the story, you'll think of it with different perspectives. So let's say I'm a student and I'm pursuing a bachelor's in engineering. Um, this is the story. But now let's say the person in the story is pursuing bachelor's in commerce. Let's say he's doing bachelor's in arts or anything else. The story will continue in a different way. It'll end in a different way. So I thought of it. Let's not, why not make a platform where people can come in, they can collaborate, and they can make a common story, and they can, share their perspectives. So let me just take you through the first story that I need to show you. So this is basically a story page. Here's the title, here's the genre, the description of the story, and these are all written by an author who starts the story. And this is the first segment of the story. So this is where the story begins, and now other people can come in. Let's say other 5 people can come in, and they can write the second segment of the story, the continuation of the story. One person in the United States, he think of the stories in a different way. He says the story may go this way, but then the other person who is sitting in the Europe, he may think of the story in a different way, so he can write his own perspective. Now let's say I choose this perspective, and now I can write the third segment of the story likewise. So this is basically a collaborative space where people can come in, they can collaboratively work on a common story. And I really think this may be a very new way of entertainment, and this might be fun as well.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's I've never seen anything like that. I like the way that you kind of asked me the questions. Good presentation style. Really cool idea, man. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Bitwise, Nomad, good job. So we are going to just go in the order that we see here. So the last person to go on is going to be Okanos. And just as a reminder, usually we'll do about like 6 people. We'll give it an hour. But we are going to do 3 this week, and we're just going to do an order of the people that requested, just to be fair to everybody. So we're going to do the last person, Okanos. I'm going to invite you to speak, and you can come on up. Welcome. How's it going?
It's going really great. How are you, mate?
Good. It's good to see you.
Thank you, you too. So I'll be sharing my screen in a little bit. First, I want to introduce myself in a short sequence. Uh, I'm a software developer since 2019. Yeah, 2019. It has been 6 years, if I'm not wrong. I'm normally started by coding JavaScript and then did other projects. Today I'm going to present to you a project that is about DDoS protection for any application type that you want. First, let's get on with the site. It's a website that is made by I'm not a front-end really supporter. Like, I just can't bring myself to learn and code front-end, so I'm using AI for it. We have our network map, the pricing, the status page that is not finished yet, and the contact page. It is pretty neat, pretty simple design. It a little bit animation background, and then the dashboard that we just get on the dashboard, we sign up, we write our credentials, we hop right in, and then we have a basic dashboard that gives us our active routes, our connections to our traffic, our threads blocked, our quota usage, how many quota we have, our alerts, and our routes. So let's get on with creating a route. We get here, we press creating a route. It's a reverse proxy, so we give it a name. It's a trial. We give it our domain like www.bridgemind.com. Select the HTTP protocol, and we can select a strategy based backend distribution. Like, they all have different kinds of things. Like, you can host your website in multiple places and just load balance between them randomly by the least connections that the backend has, by a round robin strategy or a lowest latency strategy. Then you go on and put your backend service, like it is running on this and the port 80. You can add other backends, and there are layer 7 protections that are native to the backend itself. You can select them here, some of them. Just create root. In the overview, you have the root configuration and the traffic analysis when you use it. The backends, it shows the backend status, the layer 7 protections, and you can apply anything to them. And then the firewall, we are going to continue to firewall. We can manage the rules, we can add any rules, like 1.0.0.0, and we'll just block it. We can put a description, and the root is created. Now, this is basically what the project is. The backend is entirely coded by me. It is really easy to add new protocols that can be for any applications. Like, you can request any game from Deepgate and they can add that protocol in less than a day. Sometimes for in an hour and sometimes in 2 hours. It doesn't change it. So it is basically a competitor for high and DDoS protectors for a more cheaper alternative.
Great work. Great job presenting and really cool project. I did see a couple comments on YouTube chat. People really liked the UI. So even though that you said you weren't a front end developer, you did a really good job on the UI. Great work.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, good work. So like I said, we're gonna do only 3 people this week. I see that a couple more people have their hands raised, but that's where we're gonna finish off for today. Just because I have so much that I have to do, and we didn't really get ahead of ourselves. But for next week, we're gonna do 6 people on Tuesday at 2 p.m. So if you guys are around next week at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're gonna take on 6 people. So for those of you that were wanting to present this week, it's all good. If you come back next week, we will be doing more people next week. It's just that today we didn't really get ahead of ourselves, the holiday season, everything that's going on. But with that being said, guys, thanks for tuning in. And for those of you that presented, shout out to you guys. You'll be receiving a special role now that you've presented. This is a role that you receive once you've presented, because, you know, it is hard, you know, when you have hundreds of people watching on YouTube and Twitch, and also in the Discord here. So great work to all of you guys that presented. Give yourself a a pat on the back, because it's tough to do that. So shout out to you guys. But with that being said, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week. And let's do like just a quick note to the moderators, and also just in general, let's try to do a better job next week for the project sharing event to actually get people that are kind of like pre-selected, or potentially like have more preparation to prepare so that they can present their projects. Just like a quick side note, but let's kind of up our game a little bit on the project sharing event, just so that we can make sure that people know about it, and then also that people are prepared for it. With that being said, guys, all right, project sharing event is going to be over. I'll see you guys. Let's end that. But with that being said, yeah, so we're going to keep going, guys. We have a lot to do. We can only do 3 this week, so let's get back to grinding. I do have an issue on my end that I'm trying to solve off stream. You guys kind of saw me working on it a little bit, but I'm fixing it right now, so we'll have an update here deployed in a second. But let's get the music back on, and let's get back to it, guys. All right. Let's go. Okay, super combo, thank you. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. All right. All right, thank you, Super Combo. I appreciate it. All right, let's. I need to deploy a fix real quick. All right, there we go. I pull up the street code. All right, we're good. All right, so let's get this deployed. Where ya? I don't know. I may have seen it. Let me see here. I don't see a DM from you. What's your username? Let's go to the creator UI. Oh, EA. Okay. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. All right, where are we at on the TikTok integration? I think that's the biggest goal for today, is to get that resubmitted. That's by far the biggest goal. So let's launch a Claude instance here and just make sure that that build actually is, let's just throw on view creator. It did say that it was ready to be resubmitted. All right. All right. Yeah, okay, that would be helpful, yeah. Definitely share it. Dead Man, how's it going, man? Good to see you. All right, it did pass, so that is now deploying. All right, the biggest thing that we need to do is get this TikTok video made for sure. Build fix. Okay. There's this right here. All right, so here's the prompt context. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give this context to another AI. All right, so check this out, guys. So here's the strategy. So I pass it into another AI like Google Gemini 3 Pro, right? To have it review the other's AI works. DJ Vision, that's funny. Miguel said, I'm going to relaunch my SaaS app as well this 2026. By the way, how are you managing multiple agents at the same time? Don't they need to be sharing the ongoing context to be able to perform? They're all working on different tasks, and I just manage them separately. What's your process when you're going about implementing these models to your workflow? How do you make sure you're testing your code well enough to deploy? I have test suites, and then also I'll do like multi-reviews. Then I'll also do QA testing myself before I ship. DJ Vision, yeah, you said my wife says you're an attractive coder. She never calls me attractive. I don't know. That's funny. All right. All right. The official Deadman said, I love how your stuff is super clean. Definitely me changed my flow a bit. Very cool. Thanks, Deadman. Appreciate it. All right, so it's saying that they're all passing. All right, it says that the code is compliant. So I think what we need to do is we just need to get it resubmitted, right? We have to execute. We have to move forward. All right, let's go check at the deployment here with these. How do I plan to market it? So the thing about View Creator is, hey, the reason that we built it in the first place is because building is easier than ever before, but marketing isn't. And the reason that we built View Creator is to actually make it easier to do agentic marketing. And that's the ultimate vision of View Creator, is so that you're able to build and then you're able to market very, very intuitively and easily. Hold on, let me get into AWS real quick. But yeah, so the thing about View Creator is that it's inherently an agentic marketing platform. So what's cool is that we'll be able to actually market View Creator using, and we already are, but with the UGC team, what you guys are seeing is that, hey, we're gonna be able to construct this UGC team. We're gonna be able to construct an internal UGC team, all these different ways where we're gonna be using View Creator to market View Creator itself, and to just build a tool that's so good at marketing that you just use the tool to market the tool. That's really the goal. All right, here we go. Let's go here. Let's get in here. Alright, so this is pushing up right now. Alright, so I go back here. What we're going to be focused on is TikTok here. This is not yet deployed, but we made updates here to make sure that this would fix it in terms of getting rejected by TikTok. Now, I do have an issue where I do want to use this computer that I'm streaming with to make this demo video. So let me see here. Is anybody doing anything for the holiday season? You guys spend time with family? I hope you are. We'll see it. Right now, I don't need money, but we'll just see how it plays out, William. How important do you think the @ symbol is when you prompt? Does it decrease tokens? Yeah, I do think it's important. It's basically dropping in context, right? So it's referencing different projects. It's like, hey, look here, right? On different things. So it is important. Alright, let's see if this is deployed. Also, if you guys have not already liked the stream or subscribed, make sure you do so. Alright, let's go here. Alright, so this did just deploy, so I want to check just like a couple things that we fixed today. So if I go to connect socials, see how this is inactive? So if I click reconnect here, I can now reconnect it. And I just reconnected. So that's good. That's one thing off our Trello board. So let's pull up that Trello board and start to kind of update this, because that was a big one on the list. So this was, now we tested it and that's done. TikTok resubmission, we need to do that. Refund, we fixed this one. So this one was related with the AI clipping agent. let's say I do a, let's take like yesterday's 11-hour stream, and I want to take this, and I'm going to drop it in. Let's go here. I'm just going to drop it in here. So this is now going to respond differently because, all right, 3 credits, 0 minutes. Hold up here. Hold on. All right, let's take this. Let's try this one. All right, so this one, like this is the GLM video, right? So I'm gonna click generate clips on this one. That one's gonna go through. All right, so this one's now processing. But like with that live video, it didn't let me do it, right? Because it went over the 6-hour limit. So if I go here and I go here, what you guys are gonna see is it didn't reach that limit, right? Like we can drop this in here and it's not gonna allow me to publish it because it's over the limit. Yeah, so this video is 11.1 hours long. Maximum allowed is 6 hours. Please select a shorter video or use the time range selector. So yeah, so that's a critical fix that we did. So that is now done. We already moved that to done. Self-service, that one. So this one's now done too. That was related with this one. And then yes, this one here as well. We fixed that one. So that's good. So the last thing we need to do is the TikTok resubmission. That is really important. And what we did there is, for this TikTok resubmission, we had to make updates to this workflow here. So, for example, let's say that I take this and I upload this here. Here's the video, and then now it's just different. It's different. So now it says public, friends, private only, and this is connected here. And what actually is this, right? This is fetching from the back end, and this is a little bit different now. And what I need to do now is I actually need to make this TikTok verification video, and I need to use my computer to do it. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to end the stream for today because I need to submit this TikTok verification video. I need to focus in on it because it's important. But, you know, that's the main goal today, is the TikTok resubmission. So I have to get that done. So I'm gonna have to end the stream today. But guys, you know, we're heading into the holiday season. I'm gonna be off tomorrow as well as Christmas to spend some time with my family. Make sure you spend some extra time with your loved ones during this period. You know, relationships are by far the most important thing in terms of like, hey, where does work versus relations stack up in your life? Ask yourself that question because relationships are incredibly important. So make sure you spend time with your loved ones. But I'm going to have to end the stream here so that I can do this TikTok verification video. Thanks to everyone, again, for the 3 people that actually shared your projects. And again, next week we are going to be doing a little bit more of a structured project sharing event. We're going to do maybe more people, probably at least 6. But with that being said, guys, thanks for tuning in. And I will see you guys on